No mai haere mai. Welcome to Go Media Stadium in Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland, as Auckland FC take on Central Coast Mariners. The Black Knights enter the match knowing a win will keep them right in the race for the Premier's plate, going into the final round of the Isuzu Ute A-League next week. Auckland's charge towards back-to-back titles has hit a speed bump in the last few rounds, but finals football is very much part of their future. Meanwhile, Central Coast's slim chances of advancing to the knockout football evaporated overnight. The Mariners could still have a major impact on how the top six will shape up, and they will be on the hunt for a first ever win over their opponents today. Let's take a look how Danny Hay lines the side up today. 3 changes to Auckland FC. Michael Vout returns in goal for Jimmy Hilton. Jake Gerwood-Wright comes in. Fernando Peineke out for 4 weeks with a shoulder injury. And Logan Rogerson starts in place of Luka Visilic. Andrew Redmayne celebrated 300 matches last week and captains the side once again. There are 2 changes to the Mariners 11. Nathaniel Blair is rewarded for a goal off the bench with a start. And in comes Chris Donald for Bailey Brantman. The headlines belong to 18-year-old Jesse Mantell, who scored on starting debut against Brisbane last week. Well, Van Fitzharris made his debut off the bench. Expect to see him later on in action. Guillermo Mai returns to Auckland FC squad. And on the other side, Sabit Noor leads the Golden Boot race with 6 goals for the Mariners, but starts on the bench. And Christian Theo Harris comes in with over 100 matches to his name. Underway here at Go Media Stadium. Early miss kick. Turns possession over. Well, a lot of action before the opening whistle, Jacob Spoonley, and a lot of time for the 2 sets of players to settle their nerves before we got underway.
Important that so close to Anzac Day, we have a moment to acknowledge, a moment to remember, a chance to appreciate on both sides of the Tasman, but the ceremony means that these players have more to navigate than what is already an incredibly tense tussle. The Mariners, keen in their role as disruptor, announced their eligibility change recently, but Algla, one of the players that have joined the Mariners from the MPL, a club so storied in providing youngsters chances, ones that have come through their own academy pathway, now looking at almost a Moneyball approach to the NPL, picking up some real gems, players that have seized on their second chance at professional football with both hands, even driving the Mariners back into the conversation around playoffs, albeit that's now been extinguished.
Well, that's right, they were right up in the conversation up until this round started, and one by one the contenders have dropped off. All that's left now is what that 6 will look like come the end of the final round next week. For the hosts today, they cannot afford to look beyond this 90 minutes, as we have a flashpoint in front of Auckland FC's team bench and a yellow card early.
Well, this will set the fire that was burning so strongly on the Auckland bench back up. There was a real feeling that the referees were quick to go to the yellow card when it was Auckland, but weren't calling free kicks, and Nathaniel Blair there bumps Lockie Brook off the ball, and Hiroki Sakai, it is late, there is contact.
Piece of it. Sakai throwing caution to the wind. Oh, delightful piece of skill from Brook. Links with Elliott, whose touch just a little heavy, and squared across. Well, was there a handball? The Port thinks so. Meanwhile, we'll stick with the play with Logan Rogerson, who links with Gallegos. Good piece of skill, Rogerson, and looped. Well, they were queuing up, weren't they? Runs slightly off. Well, it's all action here. Play still continues. What a passage. Randall strike has Jacob Spoonley up and out of his seat.
Hiroki Sakai set it up. Lockie Brook with a piece of magic. There's a handball or a potential one. It's way too close to call, but I think that comes off the chest, and then Randall finishes it off. Cosgrove could have had a free kick in a very dangerous position, but just watch Jesse Randall. Everybody in a white shirt knows he's getting onto that right foot. It's a question of when and if you can stop him. Oh, and just not enough whip. Redmayne probably knew that one was going wide. Donachie, nothing on the ball, everything in the back of Cosgrove, and a step on the number 9. A finger out from Sam Cosgrove. Donachie's apologising now, but I think that's intentional. There's no need for him to run across. Maybe a little bit of niggle, trying to be instigated.
After on-field review, my decision is yellow card, Central Coast, number 2.
I think that's a good decision, Jacob, in the context of the match. Jesse Randall, the other protagonist. It is Randall. 2 hands from Redmayne. Strong touch and pushes it away for a corner.
Well, when you've been rattled by a lengthy VAR decision, which is followed by a free kick with Jesse Randall and Lockie Brooks standing over it, you need your experienced goalkeeper, your shot stopper.
Well, he had a sighter in that little corridor earlier, which he couldn't get the whip on. This time it was on target, but not able to beat the Mariners' captain and custodian. You wouldn't think that Central Coast are out of the finals conversation the way they've attacked Auckland, and off they go through Mantle. Feeds Blair, and a great ball across. Is this the opener? It is! Smash and grab, Central Coast. And it's Ali Augla. A sweeping attack from the Mariners, and in at the back post with the simplest of touches.
It is villainous from the Central Coast Mariners. As we said, they do not mind disrupting a party. Mantell picks up where he left off last week. He sets up Blair, and then it is on a plate for Augla. All he has to do is get clean contact on that to get it beyond Michael Vout. And the confidence.
Definitely endearing himself to the neutral, and especially the Mariners fans. Strike. Well, in the end, it's away by a long shot. A good connection from Gallegos. Saw a wonderful volley a few weeks ago from Gallegos.
Oh, superb. The build-up play, but then also the finish, the combination. Puts that in the conversation for goal of the season for mine. Well, the core of the port aren't moving. Everyone is trying to get undercover here at Go Media, but for the players on the field, this, I think, plays into Auckland's hands. They've got the wind at their back. Now that field already firm. It's a beautiful turf here at Go Media, but the combination of the wind and the rain is going to make it even more difficult for Central Coast to defend and for Andrew Redmayne to handle.
Already had a game of rugby league last night. Ground staff here doing an excellent job to turn it around in less than 24 hours. This weather is going to cause some real difficulty for the afternoon, it should be said. Almost come out of nowhere.
Now, see there, 7 fouls committed by Central Coast, and an important stat to back that up is that Sam Cosgrove and Louis Vestrada are the most fouled players in the competition.
You can see there, Redmayne just shielding the eyes. Delivery is teasing. It was Elliott again on the back post, not able to get a touch on it. Only the Hardy and the Port have remained. The rest of the crowd are looking for cover. Well, I'm not sure if you picked that up, but that was a huge crack of thunder. Andrew Redmayne takes a knee. It's very clear what he wants to have happen. Players will leave Go Media. So players and officials leave the field of play. Lightning and thunder around Go Media Stadium, which means the match will be suspended for the next 30 minutes while the weather looks to clear. Well, they'll restart with a throw-in. Referee Jonathan Barreto gets us back underway. This match between Auckland FC and Central Coast Mariners, first half 2.0. the hosts quickest to settle. If you're just joining us, this match restarting in the 35th minute after lightning and thunder forced the players and officials and spectators off the field of play. Central Coast Mariners currently with a 1-0 lead, courtesy of a 19th minute goal to Ali Orgler. Really well crafted goal, it should be said as well. 18-year-old Jesse Mantell winning the ball, freeing up Nathaniel Blair. The slide rule pass tucked away by Orgler at the back post. Just allowing Central Coast to come on and press a little. The yellow cards in the Auckland FC ranks. Hiroki Sakai and Lockie Brook. On the Central Coast side, a contentious yellow card. James Donachie, which was reviewed by Jonathan Barreto. And they're given as a yellow. There's a little bit of a deflection on the shot from Mantell. Truncated second period. They dearly love an equaliser in the shadows. It'll be Randall's delivery. And towards the near post, frustratingly, again doesn't beat the first defender. Whipped ball from Gallegos. And back in again. Helped on Cosgrove, will it sit? Oh, good adjustment from the big striker. Dropped onto the left foot and just not able to dip it down.
Yes, eventually Auckland got the delivery right, but even then Sam Cosgrove was backpedaling. This is the third chance here that Auckland have to get the ball into the box. The first two not up to the standards that Auckland have set themselves. Randall finally finding the big man at the back post. It's a good piece of improvisation from Cosgrove. Chest down, waiting for it to drop.
And there is the halftime whistle here at Go Media Stadium after a weather delay. The goal that separates the two scored by Ali Orgler. Half-time at Go Media Stadium. Auckland FC 0, Central Coast Mariners 1. Premier's Plate title aspirations. 45 minutes for Auckland FC to pull something back. Back underway at Go Media Stadium. Auckland FC will need to find at least 2 goals in the next 45 minutes if they are to maintain pressure on the Isuzu Ute A-League leaders. Newcastle Jets will be watching on, loving how this game has progressed as an early opportunity is headed clear. Does that set the tone for the next 45 minutes, Jacob Spoonley?
You've got to expect that it does. There's so much riding on this 45 minutes. Can Auckland breathe oxygen back?
Plenty of black and blue shirts inside the 6-yard box. In goes the delivery. Cosgrove peels over, and Redmayne, perfect positioning by the veteran. It was almost a look to the heavens from Redmayne. Knew exactly where he needed to be, anticipated well, and sets off his team in motion. And quick as a flash again, the Mariners turn defence into attack.
Absorb and counter. Let's watch this again. This is how it starts. Cosgrove at the back post, back across. It's a touch from Verstrada and Callan Elliott. Point-blank range, but Andrew Redmayne, a marauding purple presence inside that 6-yard box.
And we're going to have a substitution here. It's going to be the return of Guillermo Mai. In for Callan Elliott. And this will indicate a positional shuffle, Jacob.
An interesting one. I can't remember the last time that we saw Felipe Gallegos move out to left back, but he's had to make room for Guillermo Mai, last season's MVP.
Rogerson does well to keep it in, and Mai straight into the action. And at full stretch, Redmayne, and doesn't he love it, the goalkeeper.
Auckland's MVP only needs the suggestion of a moment. Cosgrove up again, attracts all the attention, allows Rogerson space. He's just trying to work it back into the 18-yard box. Guillermo Mai with good contact, but Andrew Redmayne with the touch in the celebration. And in all of that, it was all really for nothing. The offside flag's gone up.
Once again into the 6-yard box. And unbelievable defending. Look at the celebration from Redmayne. I think it's Donachie. Didn't know too much about it. Positionally, excellent.
Hard to know. It's a dangerous ball in. There's so much going on in front of Andrew Redmayne. That is innovative. He's reading it. He's gambling that there's going to be a touch at the near post, puts his left hand in the right spot, and then James Donachie repeats the dose.
And it comes again. This time it's a clean head. Redmayne just thrust the left hand up, didn't he? Didn't know too much about it, neither did Donachie. Is it going to be another one of those days for Auckland FC?
He is leaning in to his role as heel here. Andrew Redmayne.
For Auckland FC to claw their way back in to this game, and also the premiership conversation. Don't take your eyes off it. Saw plenty of late drama as Michael Vout does his best to maintain just a single goal deficit. That's a sharp save at the near post.
A man that is very much putting together an argument to be on the plane to the World Cup. Might have just kept Auckland's premier hopes alive.
Well, his save sparks a counter-attack. And this time it's Auckland FC that go coast to coast.
It might be the moment that shocks Auckland back to life. The Mariners were just working their way into frustrating Auckland. Eating into the time. Watch Vout get across his goal.
There's an eerie atmosphere which has descended on Go Media Stadium. Port almost been taken out of the game. They sparked to life with that save from Michael Vout. But, a moment as a header was just tipped over, or is it? Didn't get a touch, did Vout? Had it covered, I would suggest.
Let's see the replay. This might be a great poker face from Michael Vout. Perhaps could have come for the cross, but decided to stay on his line. If not a touch, then did enough to ensure that his goal remained intact.
Well, Auckland will need every one of the 14,000 that are in the house to try and cheer them home. 5 minutes with their premiership hopes on the line.
Well, here's the replay. This will give us a better indication. I think there's a feather tip there from Michael Vout.
Defence splitting pass. Is this the moment? Randall. Into the hands of Redmayne. Fitzharris was lurking.
But Brooke was there as well. Randall must be tiring. Had the touch to take it beyond. Was that tap? And once he cut back, just keep an eye on the green boots of Lockie Brooke. They're going to come back into screen soon. Tap does well to run the angle. He's got to set it back there. There's more than enough between Andrew Redmayne, Storm Root, James Donachie to keep Sam Cosgrove quiet. But Lockie Brooke at the top of your screen, no one around him.
A draw could be enough to put a little bit of pressure on Newcastle. A loss, and the Premier's plate goes to the Jets. And plenty of space here outside of the boot. It's a delightful ball. And Sabat Noor watched it all the way on to the left foot.
Has to finish. Has to finish, Sabat Noor. Ali Augla, though. Augla, rather, fantastic this afternoon. A Trevella. 35 yards right into the stride of Sabat Noor.
Mariners well worth this lead, and at the moment, well worth the 3 points. Vout's got to go here. Skipping away Have they beaten the offside trap again? Early delivery, is this the moment for Central Coast? Great save! Michael Vout. Flag is up once again. Wouldn't have counted.
Well, it's 1-0 still to the Mariners. It should be 2, could be 3. Michael Vout with a huge save. One of the best that we've seen at Go Media this season.
Still Auckland with 5 minutes added on to keep their title aspirations in their own hands.
Everyone in the stadium could see Auckland at the back post. It's into his path, onto his favoured left foot, but Michael Vout spread himself, stretched, gambled.
They've almost run themselves into a standstill. Players slipping all over the place, and still they go in search of an equaliser, which will keep their faint premiership hopes alive. Nice ball. Is up and over, no runners. Off goes Noor. It's a 2-on-1 here. Can he find the play on the inside? Slows it down. It's Nathaniel Blair. Was desperate for an early ball to be played across. They're still in. Blair cuts inside and up and over. Well, they were queuing up to score.
Sabit Noor, I think, makes the correct decision there, wanting to buy time, but then the Mariners commit numbers forward. Auckland can't get back. There's not enough left in the tank for the blue and black, but the men in white, they've had their chances to kill this one off. 3 good chances beyond the 80-minute mark. This the most recent. Nathaniel Blair onto his left boot, has got to use the greasy conditions to his advantage, lifts that one over Michael Vout's goal.
That we came used to seeing last season. Crowd sends it. That's a cynical foul. Auckland elect to go quickly. Yellow card in waiting. But in their haste, have they put themselves under pressure? It's another delightful pass. Nathaniel Blair wasteful again in the dying stages. Brook just blindsided. Here's their time. All eyes on the referee, Jonathan Barreiro.
This has to be it. This is the moment where Auckland can keep their playoff hopes alive.
Gallegos' throw. Helped on and cleared. The final whistle goes. And Central Coast defeat Auckland FC for the first time in their history. And in doing so, spoil the title push and hand the Premier's plate to Newcastle. The sense of disbelief. Sam Cosgrove, crestfallen. Andrew Redmayne, a hero with a clean sheet. Full time here. Auckland FC 0, Central Coast Mariners 1.